And speaking of not glowing too much, we had this fucking horrible Twitch thing released. Or this horrible Twitch thing released that nobody asked for and nobody wanted and everybody hates. And this fucking guy, this fucking EvilToaster, Twitch ambassador, frog, VTuber, Apex FPS variety gamer, autistic, ADHD, non-binary, gender fluid, he, they, this fucking guy. Now when people ask me, what does being a Twitch ambassador mean? I can say I told them to make this feature, and they actually heckin' did it. Can't wait to give it a try. It is guy over here. And he followed this up because of the amounts of backlash he was getting. He said, muted this a while ago because I ain't subjecting myself to y'all's brain rot. But if it wasn't obviously clear, me telling Twitch, please add better features for collabing and make collab organizing and communication easier, is not the same as me deciding how exactly that is executed. Okay, if you want to claim that this was your pet project, that this was your idea, that you had creative control in what this was being set up at Twitch, all right? If you want to claim to be that guy, you're also going to get the criticism that comes along with it. But as if this man could not stop digging his own f***ing grave, he then went on to say, and the amount of people saying no one asked for this. Bro, none of y'all asked for anything you actually need to grow on Twitch because you have no idea what you're doing. Okay, Mr. Toaster. Okay, they, them toaster. All of us who say no one asked for this have no idea what we're doing. Okay. All right, Mr. Toaster. That's a Twitch tracker. What do we got over Mr. Toaster, man? Clearly you must be some like huge streamer, right? You gotta be big if you're gonna be touting around your boots like this, right? What's your Twitch name? Is it just EvilToaster? Let's take a little look-see peeks here. Well, you see, now I'm a little confused. Now I'm a little what do you mean by this? What do you mean by this? 350, 138, 184. These are max viewers, by the way, not average. These are max. 269, 436. He got 3,000 on this day. That's pretty big. Got some raids maybe. 340, 265, 136 today, Mac. Hey, what do you mean? What do you mean? Clearly, if these are your numbers, you shouldn't be dogging on other people. I don't like bringing out the numbers argument, but if you're gonna clown on people because you know so much better than they do, I just gotta look into where your expertise is coming from. So I think it's very interesting that a Twitch ambassador is telling people they don't know what they need to grow. How about fixing the mobile app? Because Twitch has only ever made it worse, and the app has always been dog. How about fixing the video player that constantly stutters and constantly refreshes and constantly has connection errors? How about that? I constantly tell people, yeah, watch it on YouTube, chat on Twitch, because the Twitch player f***ing sucked. We asked for VTuber tag, and it got added. We did a thing. Maybe some of us do know things that would help us grow, because I don't know, we actually are in tune with people on the website instead of just clinging to large creators hoping they'll boost our career. I don't know, man. I don't know. And I kind of got pretty mad at this because it's just like, who the fuck is you, Twitch ambassador? So my response was immaculate proof that people in the position at Twitch, much the same as YouTube, for the staff to actually listen to, have absolutely no idea what actual content creators want. I think I was wrong on this point, and I'll get into that in a second. Little bro talking about none of y'all ask for anything you actually need to grow on Twitch because you have no idea what you're doing. Collab content is proven to be extremely effective, but you refuse to engage. Collabs work and are fun when content creators plan it out. No one is going to be out here cold calling random streamers they don't know beyond the first few weeks to use as joke material. Very presumptuous to assume that anyone unhappy with this new feature is a nobody who has no idea how to grow. And this is another thing. When it comes to just cold calling people, you never know what you're gonna get. And even removing the fact that a lot of people are either paranoid or have anxiety or have other issues with talking to people, like removing that entirely, cold calling is not something a majority of people want to do. And in addition to that, if you go into a collab thinking, I should get higher views because of this collab, I will have a boost to my channel because of this collab, or even if my views are lower during the collab, I will retain the other person's audience afterwards, you are looking at this in an entirely incorrect way. Just because you collab with someone does not entitle you to their audience and does not mean anyone in their audience will watch you afterwards. In fact, a lot of collabs are jokingly called debuff because views sometimes are lower during collabs, even though it brings together multiple communities. That's a parasitic way of thinking of it. It is. It is. Can you retain viewership after a collab? Yes, they are a very good way to network. And yes, sometimes you will experience growth from them, but going into a collab expecting that is a terrible mindset. Terrible mindset. Don't do that. I need his help. I clearly need EvilToaster's help to grow. I have no idea what I'm doing. If this were all about collabs, we literally had a multi-view streaming feature removed because no one was using it then, and replaced with the dollar store version of a Discord call that only works if you're live. The previous feature was better for collabs, and still no one used it. Even if you wanted to launch your pet project to gloat about how you have influence at Twitch, why would you then claim you have no input on how it's implemented when people want a way to turn it off? Lock into favorites and just don't add favorites. This is a workaround for a poorly implemented tool, not an actual opt-out. And I've seen plenty of people saying like, what do you mean you can turn it off? You just have to do this. If I, as the user, have to go through multiple steps in order to turn off a feature I don't want to use, instead of just pushing a button that turns it off, that is poorly implemented. This is a workaround, not an actual solution. If people wanted a Twitch integration for collabs, they would have used squad streaming, and that wouldn't have gone away. You can stop the engine in the car, just let them run out of gasoline. This made me curious, right? Because I had no idea who the EvilToaster was. He's a Twitch ambassador, so I can only assume he's kind of crazy, right? Because they're only going to hire people that are already ideologically captured and agree with everybody else in the ambassador team. I can't imagine there's anybody who's even close to left of center, never mind actual center or right of center, on the Twitch ambassador team. So I wanted to get a little bit more information on this EvilToaster guy, because I was like, who the fuck is he? Why is he talking with such a big stick? I was like, I need some more information. And so I was like, this is interesting. Said, I've been a Twitch partner for 5 years today. Been grinding it out for so long, and only now do I feel like I'm figuring it all out and succeeding. Glad I didn't give up every time I thought I should have. Can't wait to see how much will change in the next 5 years. So they've been a Twitch partner since 2017, which means they've been streaming since even before then. That's a pretty long ass time. And that's interesting that you say you've been grinding it out and only now in 2022 do you feel like you're figuring it all out and succeeding. But here, you're more than willing to demean other people and saying that they have no idea what they're doing. Maybe a little self-reflection could do you some good, Mr. Toaster Man. I'm just saying. Here's another one. Sharing this because the VTuber Twitch community treats schizophrenia really poorly. So first-hand stories and experiences should get more attention. And trigger warning in panel includes more resources after the comic, blah, blah, blah. Going back to this, he's insulting people, saying that anyone against this feature is just brain rot, and that people are against collabing because they're terrified of people. So you want to virtue signal and stand up for people being treated poorly because of schizophrenia, but you're perfectly fine to dog on people with mental illnesses here. That seems like a little bit of a double standard, my guy. That seems like a little bit of I'll virtue signal when it gets me views, but I'm gonna reveal my true colors when I get angry at you for criticizing me. Let's see. This Charlie guy posted some interesting screenshots. This you, big dog? All you do is complain how nobody reaches out to play games with you, so not surprised you're a fan of a feature that literally lets you barge in on someone's stream uninvited. Maybe there's a reason people don't reach out to you. Food for thought. And here's some interesting screenshots. This is the first one that we were just going over about the current situation. This one says, I can't handle this anymore, man. I'm so tired of being the person that gets my friends to stop being so terrified of my other friends, just for them to all start being better friends without me and do nothing to include me. I'm literally guiding everyone to the thing I can't have. Aw, sad little friendless frog. Maybe there's a reason for that. Every Every convention is another reminder that I'm not one of the girlies. Well, you're literally a man, so I don't know what you mean by this. What do you mean by this? I'm never gonna get the kind of treatment and affection they give each other, even though I try to connect with them. Bro, this sounds really creepy. Like, what do you mean by this? I've gotten better at dealing with that fact over time, but it still hurts to think about. This man literally jealous that VTuber women who know each other will like hug each other at conventions. This sounds like AGP brain rot. I don't even think it's that. I think this guy is just like way too drunk on the clout chase, man. The male ally version. A male feminist is the reddest flag you can fly, dude. I'm like, the Stone Toss comic is in my head right now. This man just gets increasingly more crazy. Like, just when I think I've seen enough craziness, it gets a little stranger. The discovery feed is finally here, the quickest way to find content you love on Twitch. Preview dozens of live streams and clips without pre-roll ads to find something to watch in minutes. This is the update that all of you in my chat have complained about. Since April, since they did the discovery feed, every one of you who uses the mobile app has complained how it made the mobile app fucking worse. How it stutters more, how it just randomly closes the stream. I've had a couple of streamers tell me that their audience members have directly said, I'm watching your stream and it will randomly kick me to somebody else and I have to go back to your stream. So this was a horrible feature that made the Twitch mobile app even fucking worse. Mr. Toasterman said, I've gotten to test this feature for a while, and it's easily become my favorite way to browse Twitch. Definitely give it a try. What the fuck is even the point of being a Twitch ambassador if you won't criticize any of the shitty things they do? What are you here for? The free trips? The free shit? What is this? I'm actually mad. And also, you've gotten to test this feature and it's become your favorite. But if we roll back the tape and go here, muted this a while ago because I ain't subjecting myself to y'all's brain rot, but if it wasn't obviously clear, me telling Twitch, please add better features is not the same as me deciding how exactly that is executed. If you got to test the other feature, I'm gonna go ahead and assume you got to test this feature. Why didn't you tell them it's a bad idea to not have a fucking opt-out? It's just like, I am so sick of so many streamers and like people like Zach Bussy who report on this shit, talking about how everything is falling apart, everything is terrible, Twitch just keeps making these bad decisions, and they have over 100 ambassadors. Doing what? What do you do? How do they keep coming out with all of this shit? What is the point of your position as an ambassador? Moving on. I don't know if I'm in the mental state to be the kind of person to go and personally call out people for playing the topical wizard game of the week. But bro, let me tell you, if I see anyone I know stream that game, that will be going in your folder. Trust me, you can skip this game. That's not unhinged at all. But I'm not transphobic, but the author is, and you literally cannot separate her from Harry Potter. But the devs did nothing wrong. They did, actually. On top of just creating a game with anti-Semitism and slavery apologia as plot point, I'll put up a Trevor Project donate gunshot. But my trans friend said it's okay. Hello, I am trans friend. It's not okay. If I said what I wanted to say here, I would be arrested for wrong thing. So I will just let you imagine, based on what his bio says and what he just claimed here. But I really like Harry Potter. If you truly that adamant to where you can't be stopped, you can quietly just play the game by yourself without talking about it as an influencer. If you really gotta. A nice Twitch ambassador talk, guy. Nice. My business model livelihood requires me to give attention to games that may sell multiple millions of copies regardless of its content to get money. No one would actually admit that, but if you're really that honest, I would respect that slightly more. Still net negative though. This man thinks that, I'm sure there are some people who just play trending games because they're trending and they'll get eyes on them for doing so. But I don't think that's the vast majority of people. Most sane ambassador. I don't know. This guy's giving the deer person a run for their money. The deer person just kind of like made weird noises and twitched around while claiming to be a deer. This guy seems to be impacting actual policy. Hate to talk about it as I haven't really written anything opinion related in a long time on Twitter, but on this one, I feel like something's wrong if I just say nothing. With some of the recent tweets I've seen in the VTuber circles. You mean like the VTubers getting harassed by people because they wanted to play Wizard Game? You mean like people who were VTubers who don't even talk politics, who just wanted to play it because they grew up with Harry Potter, getting harassed and run off the internet? You mean like those kinds of tweets? Or do you mean the tweets of like trans people pretending that someone they knew committed suicide because they wanted to get attention and make people feel like this was an actual problem? Are you talking about those tweets? Are those the ones you might be talking about, sir? There was another reply to the Wizard Game post. Someone, Mushu here, said, I don't understand why people are raising so much hate towards each other over a video game. People play Overwatch even knowing about Bobby Kotick's doing. People play League of Legends, Valorant, after knowing how the CEO abused employees' human rights. It makes no sense. I just don't think that it's right to equalize playing a game and not respecting the rights of trans people. I hard disagree. EvilToaster, the Twitch ambassador, responded, disrespectfully, you aren't really in the position to decide for trans people what is and isn't respecting trans people. Are you? Hi, nice to meet anyone asking that question. You're welcome to look up what the funny little acronyms in my bio mean. The frog also acknowledges that the specifically separate class position they are in while being a perceived man, but that's another topic. This guy, based on the amount of clout chasing and weasel wording and just like huge, massive ego and wanting to be some sort of strange white knight defender for people, kind of makes me think like maybe his identity isn't his identity, but it's a cudgel he can use in order to deflect criticism. Remember that Trump, who has paid less taxes than you and owes more money than anyone else, will receive more healthcare and resources to fight COVID than the tens of thousands of other people who tested positive in America today, hoping for no recovery. Some person with clarity said, Mr. Toaster, please take a breath. Realize what you do just right. If you don't find anything wrong, then you need to check what you're doing with your life. Wishing death to anyone because you don't share your same politics is never okay. An EvilToaster man, great male feminist, defender of the marginalized, says, you think this is about politics? This is about death, terrorism, tyranny, white supremacy, concentration camps, police brutality, people's right to exist. He's killing people through his actions intentionally. Shut the actual hell up. Shut the up. Holy Thank SK for bringing out more people in the Overwatch community. I can preemptively block in the replies. People thinking this is political or going all life is valuable BS on a human who is intentionally and actively killing thousands of Americans is whack. He's killing us! When the president is wishing and enacting death upon the entire country! There is nothing wrong with normal people on Twitter wishing death in return! Why does the president get to wish death on minorities? But if a minority wishes death on them, suddenly it's controversial! I don't even wish death upon regular individuals who are stupid and think COVID is a hoax because I know they've been misled and caught the virus. Trump is the one doing the misleading, the one doing the damage, the killing. It's not the same. Oh my God. Maybe he's learned since 2020 to maybe not be an unhinged death-wishing person on Twitter. Maybe he just decided, let's put the unhinged politics aside for a second and only creep on women. You know, maybe that's a better way to go about things.